Man, this game sucks. I'm playing this one instead. Sorry, I don't know why I need to take so long to make that better thing, but you know, it's fine. Anyway, apologies for the delayed stream, everybody, but some people came over and I wanted to say hi since I hadn't seen them in a while. But they are gone now, so we are back to our regularly scheduled live stream, where we are not playing Splatoon 2, because that would be, self-inflicted suffering. And we don't like self-inflicted suffering here, so let's not do that. Let's instead play some Splatoon 3, where we can actually find games, but only using Splatoon 2 weapons. So I've got all of them here, from the squeezer all the way to the splat dualies that I have over here. These are all of the main weapons that we are able to use for the remainder of the stream. And I'm also going to be using their alternative kits. If I come around to that, I might not. We'll have to see. But for now, these are the weapons that we're going to be using. I'll just go this way. So we're going to start out with the squeezer, and we are going to continue from there. So, with that said, let's get into it. I'm excited for this one. I love Splatoon 2. Splatoon 2 was the game that got me into the franchise. So, this game holds a very special place in my heart. That said, the first weapon that they introduced, in terms of at least going in order of main weapons, the only shooter that they introduced in Splatoon 2 is the squeezer, and the squeezer is not one of my favorite weapons. In fact, I'd go as far to say it is my least favorite weapon in the whole game. So that sucks. So, you know, we're just going to be getting this one out of the way nice and early, which I do not mind whatsoever, because again, this weapon is not one that I would consider my favorite. Not by any stretch of the imagination. So, yes, that is the plan. But now though, we can focus on making ourselves look awesome by doing a little bit of this. There we go. We are ready. Ignore the weird, like, clashing stylistic choices that we've got going on here. That's not important at all. Yeah. And hello Splatstar, by the way. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a good day. Right, we've got the Splatoon 2 emote, so we are ready to go. I think we should just get into some Splatoon 2 gaming. I think that sounds fun. Right. Now, this is also probably my worst weapon, so do not expect very good squeezer gameplay, because you are not going to receive it. Right. With all that said, we could do some series until more people pile in, and then we could do some open later if you guys wanted to. Could even do some Splatoon 2 themed PBs if you guys are down for that, if we have enough people. So yes, that is the plan. I have not played this game in a little bit. By a little bit, I mean a couple days, so we might not be the best, but that's okay. That's fine. Obviously, there are some nuances, like, obviously Trizuka was not in Splatoon 2, but I only really care about the main weapon. I'm not really too fussed about the sub or special. Like, if there's a Splatoon 2 weapon with Dart, I'm not really going to be that bothered to play it. Or sorry, to exclude it. Equally, I'm not going to be that bothered if it has a special that wasn't in Splatoon 2, because realistically, this is about showcasing all of the main weapons that were added. But yeah, interestingly, from shooters all the way to chargers, not sloshes, there was only one weapon added, in addition to blasters, which also had the Clash Blaster. There were two main weapons added for buckets and splatlings, and then of course all of the dualies and all of the brellas, minus the Dowser dualies and the recycled respectively, were new to Splatoon 2, where the other two that I mentioned came in this game. That makes a total of 16 weapons originating from Splatoon 2, which is A lot less than I remember, to be honest. Splatoon 1 had a lot of weapons by the end of its life. Which is interesting. Also, can we get a match? No one seems to be playing right now. Also, holy, I do not know how to mash with Squeezer. This is going to be a rough first game. I will say that. Hello, Philip. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Alright, let's do this. Teammates, I do not expect you to carry for me, but equally I will not be playing very well because the Squeezer is a very, very difficult weapon. I mean, that's just kind of facts, right? Like, you need to mash a lot, it is very precise to aim with, and a combination of the two things is just insane. Ow. Meanwhile, there's weapons like the ink brush where, yeah, you have to mash, but at least you don't really have to aim that much. This guy, though, that is not the case. Also, it struggles for its special, because it's 220p. It is quite ink hungry, and playing around the wall can be tough. So, it is not a forgiving weapon in the slightest. I forget that I don't have auto bomb, that's the foil kit. Dude, what are you doing here? Brush! Yeah, how are we all doing today? Where are you, Big Swig? There you are. Boom. See, like, I can do some things. I can do some things with this weapon. Just not very many. Right, we'll see if we can set up the wall here. Wait. Oh, look at that! Laser precision right there. Okay, they're not following me. What I will do is this. There we go. In my opinion, this is one of the best Zuka maps, so I am very glad that I've got Squeezer for this one. Wait. Okay, well, that was fast. I am very glad to be moving away from the Squeezer right now, because... whew, do I not like this weapon. This weapon is easily my least favorite that we're going to be playing today, so it is very good that we can get it over with quickly. What is your guys' favorite weapon from Splatoon 2? I have to ask, because there is a decent amount to choose from. Alright, our next weapon is the Flingza Roller. Now, the Flingza Roller is a really interesting weapon, because you would think that it would be sharking around like any other roller, but it has a very unique vertical flick, which allows it to actually be a painting weapon. So, it is interesting to say the least. A lot of Flingza players nowadays will just run last ditch effort and charge up and just spam a bunch of missiles, but I will continue with the last ditch effort, but I don't think I'm gonna spam that many missiles. I'm instead gonna opt for a bit more of an aggressive kit, being a bit more stealthy, but I guess we could run a little bit of charge up, just because why not? We'll see how it goes, we'll see how I feel, but like, the thing is, look at my special meter, right? Granted, this weapon has been nerfed since launch, but this paint is insane. It can paint from so far away, so quickly. The Flingza is one of the best weapons at getting missiles in the entire game. Only really... Its only real competition is the Reflux, and maybe the new Splattershot Pro, but I would actually argue this thing might be better at getting missiles. So, that is something to consider. The Flingza is an incredibly strong weapon at getting its special, which is great for this kit, not great for the kit with screen though. Hello Crispy Toast! Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a good day. I really hope the queue times aren't too long. There we go. On Monday, I might do a stream where I play Splatoon 2. I'll have to see though, because, you know, it just really depends on if I can get a lobby. If I can get a lobby and I'm feeling up to it that day, then I will probably stream Splatoon 2 because, you know, it's Splatoon 2's 8th anniversary and that is pretty cool. Could do some ranked games, could do some turbo, could do some viewer PBs. I'll have to see what actually gets me into a lobby. If there's enough people that are willing to get on Splatoon 2. Oh no. Okay, we still got 2 kills. It's not that bad. Not that bad at all. I do like Flingza. I think the fact that it's able to switch between a supportive and aggressive playstyle is a really cool concept. I think it is quite interesting to have that more versatile roller. Some people even play Flingza like a backliner, and I think that is such an interesting concept for a weapon like this, which has a melee weapon. It's a melee weapon, right? It can roll over people. It's super interesting, I think. It puts it in a really unique role that I think I'd like to see a bit more of. I think that is what quite a lot of Splatoon 2 weapons did. They sort of made these very versatile hybrid weapons, like the ballpoint, for example. That's another example. And I think that is just so cool. Because, you know, having options is something which there are a lot of weapons in this game, especially stuff like rollers, just don't have. There we go. Boom. Right, you know what? Let's paint this up real quick. Just get my special. A lot of mine there. Hello. Yeah, but the thing is, this thing's painting range is really good, but its actual effective range is less good, which is a fair weakness. Oh no. Oh no! Well, Reefsider removes any and all bubblers in the general vicinity, so that's pretty good. Get out of here. I am, like, surprisingly good with Flingza. This is kind of insane. I did not know I had the source with this of all weapons. Oh, you fell off the edge? Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh no. I'm fine. We're gonna missile 3 of them. Speaking of missiles, tender missiles! That was a special that they added in Splatoon 2, and it's infamous for being one of the most hated Splatoon specials of all time. So, it's weird. There were a lot of things that I think they added in Splatoon 2 which were amazing features, but equally... Ow. There was a lot of design decisions which a lot of people weren't that big of a fan of. And missiles are an example of that. They're an icon of that, actually. It is arguably the most iconic badly designed special, or even just thing in general, from Splatoon 2. Out of all the weapons that you can use, I think special or main weapons, or even sub-weapons, I think missiles are the icon of a badly designed Splatoon 2 one, because when everyone saw that missiles were revealed for Splatoon 3, they were freaking out. They were like, oh god, this is just Splatoon 2 all over again. So, they were scared. But I think nowadays, the Splatoon community have come to accept missiles, because it's become a lot less spammable. They've done a lot to fix it in this game, which I think not enough people talk about. But back when Splatoon 2 was the game that people would play competitively, it was a lot more obnoxious. There would be more weapons which could spam them at higher output. They would have no cooldown. They would be better for chip damage. And overall, it just felt like you could not move. Also, thank you, Reef Slider. Okay, we're fine. We win. Woo! There we go. That is the Flingser Roller. Way more fun than the Squeezer. This weapon's great. And a similar weapon is actually coming up in the case of Splatoon 3. The next weapon that we're going to be playing is the Gootuber. And the Gootuber has a very interesting reputation in this game. The Gootuber was initially a somewhat meta pick for Splatoon 3 because missiles were very strong at the start of the game, and a weapon which could use them effectively and had a good sub-weapon was, ironically enough, the Gootuber. The Gootuber was 200p to be fair, but it paints like this. So you can see my special gauge rising very quickly. And it had Torpedo, which many people thought was one of the best sub-weapons in the entire game. So this weapon, when missiles were broken, was really just devoted to, well, spamming missiles, right? But in Splatoon 2, that wasn't exactly the identity that it had. To be honest, it didn't really have an identity. This weapon was basically just not a thing, strictly speaking. It didn't really have a good kit. It had Splashdown and Curling Bomb for one of them, I believe. And for the other, I don't even remember. I think it was like Point Sensor or something. I need to check. In fact, I'm going to check right now. But point is, this weapon gained a lot in Splatoon 3, actually. It gained a pretty much perfect kit. It gained this little second ring thing, which makes it way easier for it to actually have a one-shot, because yes, it could one-shot with partial, and in Splatoon 2, oh hey thanks, and in Splatoon 2 it could do that even quicker, thanks to main power-up. But aside from that, it really just wasn't doing anything, and I think, while the weapon is still pretty damn useless, I think it is certainly a lot better than it was in Splatoon 2. Which is cool. Hello, Cables and Estu Cansado? Am I saying that right? I'm probably not saying that right. I'm sorry, I'm really bad with names. We look at Gootuber. Wikipedia. Let's look at the Splatoon 2 version. It had, oh no, it had Suction Bomb and Splashdown. Or, oh, wait, what? No. Or Curling Bomb and Inkjet. So, still not the worst kits in the world, but you're not really doing too much with Splashdown on a charger, let's face it. Especially Splatoon 2 Splashdown. Splatoon 2 Splashdown was the worst special in the game for quite a lot of the player base. You finally got S+ rank? Nice. Congratulations. And Curling Bomb Inkjet is better, yeah, but like you could use the Curling Bomb to like swim behind, pop out, and then shoot. But that only had so many use cases on a main weapon which was significantly underpowered. What were you painting for? An Inkjet? Inkjet wasn't really a strong special back then anyway, so you really wouldn't want to use this thing basically ever. But nowadays, it's a fun option. It's not a good option, but they've done a lot to make it more fun. Before it was really hard to tell when you got the insta-kill. Exactly. Yeah. Wasn't it just one splashdown? It was. There was no fists. It was literally just the splashdown from the single player. That is it. That is all that the special was, and it just was not the same. Alright. Now, personally, I have a really interesting relationship with this weapon, because there was a period of time where, in fact, I did an entire stream just dedicated to this one weapon. It was the custom GooTuber specifically, to be fair, but it's a GooTuber nonetheless. I did an entire stream dedicated to the custom GooTuber because my audience decided this is the best weapon in Splatoon history and we are going to dedicate an entire, like, cult towards it. And I thought that was hilarious. So, I actually, ironically, know how to play this weapon a lot better than most people. Which is really stupid, because of all the weapons you want to know how to play, the GooTuber is probably not one of them. But if I can actually stop getting killed by this pro, then I can demonstrate what I mean. And also, yeah, I mentioned this already, but the kit is great. Similar to Flings a Roller, it has missiles, and to be honest, that was the only reason that it was even played. Because missiles were that strong back then, and people were still used to the Splatoon 2 meta of we are going to spam missiles. And Stingray and everything else, but the only survivor of that was missiles, so we spammed more missiles at the start of the game. Was it fun? No. Did it work? Yes, it did. Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna go this way. Even the custom Gucci was really good. Fizzy Ultra Stamp is fun. Yeah, it is a really fun kit. That I will say. It is a very, very fun kit. Yo, Dub, was good? I'm about to leave, but just wanted to say hi. Hi, Epic! Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you have fun with whatever you're leaving to do. Oh no. We're fine! We're safe from the hammer. It's just the big swing. Nice. That is unfortunate. Okay. Let's get the missiles. I feel like I'm witnessing like a reunion right now between Epic and Crispy Toast. That's funny. Alright. Oh no. Okay. Hi, Big Swig. Oh no. That killed me? That's crazy. Okay, whoever this Big Swig player is, you are insane. Unfortunately, Big Swig was not added in Splatoon 2, so that will not be a weapon that we're playing today. As much as I would like to. Big Swig is fun, guys. Big Swig is kind of like the GooTuber of this game, except this is way better than GooTuber in Splatoon 2. Ooh. Okay. Did you see that flick? Oh, that was nice. I'll take that triple. Hopefully that gives my team enough space to move in. Wow, Splatoon 2? I know! I love Splatoon 2. What a great game. Sick flick, thank you. Oh, oh, mamma mia. That was a horrible thing to say after I just landed a sick flick, but you know, it's fine. Excuse you. I'm probably dead. Wait. Just in time to witness these. Yeah, for real. Perfect timing, bro. You appeared, suddenly my gameplay leveled up. Wait. Okay, there we go. That took a while. But we got it. We got it, we got it, we got it. Okay, we have a lot of clams, but not a lot of wanting to push. So apologies for the sounds there. Apologies for the packet ASMR. I've just been delivered something. Alright, I'm gonna back out. Yes, lead. It's going great. Woo! Yo, these guys hate me. These guys like this Gucci bit. It's way too broken. Dude, what is going on? Alright, I'm gonna put these down there so that I'm not tempted by them. Alright. Oh! Okay, nice, I'm safe. Beautiful. No, the ball! Welcome to the ball. This is a bad situation. I'm getting out of here. Woo! I'm netting it with these flicks. I am! Alright. Now, all we've got to do is just not lose here. Now, that is very much easier said than done. You missed. Wait. Oh, okay. No! They're probably gonna get jumps. Yeah, they're getting jumps. Wait. Guys, the jet. Okay. Fumbled at the end, but we got it. Just barely. Whew! Oh my god. That was actually way too fun for a GooTuber game. Like, but God was it worth it. That was the best match we've played yet, and of course I was using the goddamn GooTuber. That is just great, isn't it? Triple victory so far. We're almost at S+9. Alright. Now on to the next weapon, which is going to be the blob. The blob. Now, I want you to name one person who currently plays the vanilla blobber in Splatoon 3. Frequently. I assure you, you're not thinking of more than like one person, because nobody is playing this weapon nowadays. But despite not many people playing it, I think it is one of the most interesting concepts for a weapon in the series. I think this is so unique for even shooter games as a whole. I think that no other game could pull off a weapon like Blobber other than Splatoon, and I think that's great. However, this weapon isn't what I would call healthy, because right now Blobber gameplay devolves to a little something called oh look, I have Storm. And then they just do more. And that's kind of sad. Because Blob is this really interesting one-shot bucket with these really slow bullets that are affected by trigonometry. It's really strange, and I feel like this weapon hasn't really got a kit that allowed it to shine in this game, but back in Splatoon 2, it actually had Splash Wall and Ink Storm as well. So what you could do is you could throw down the Splash Wall and just do this for free without any risk to you whatsoever, and I think that was really annoying, but also way more fun than the current state of this weapon, which is just, I'm gonna throw a sprinkler over there, and then do this. So, yeah, Blob's win. But I think that if they tweaked it slightly or gave it a third kit, which is more aggressive, similar to the Kraken one that they've given it, I think that this weapon could be really, really, really cool. And to be honest, I was a Blobber fan in Splatoon 2. I played it a lot more. There was a kit with Sprinkler and Suction Bomb Launcher. What I would do is I would throw out the bubbles and throw out all the suction bombs in between my sloshes at the same time and lock out an insane amount of space, especially in splat zones. And it worked flawlessly. People did not know what to do about that, and I think that is insane. I kind of wish that they brought something like that back. Maybe they could give it triple ink strike. Even though now that I think about it, maybe don't give a weapon like this triple ink strike, because it will dominate every single zone smash it ever shows up in ever again. But the point is, this is such a unique weapon, and I think that while the game wouldn't really change much without it, I think that it is too cool of an idea to pass up on, and I really hope that it returns, because Bloblobber is and always has been this sleeper pick that is super duper interesting to me. Alright, let's check out the Inkstorm. A lot of these Splatoon 2 weapons got Inkstorm for their first kits, which is interesting. And to be fair, Inkstorm was a special that was added in Splatoon 2. And that one, I think, is one that stood the test of time quite well overall. I don't think it's the most insane special in the world, but it's not on the level that Ink Armor or Missiles or Stingray were cheesing the game. Even stuff like bomb launchers were worse than Inkstorm. I would say, by design, it is one of the most healthy specials they have ever added to the series. It allows quite a lot of weapons to shave off some shots to kill, it allows them to paint a little more, heal their teammates recently with the buff, and a couple other unique bugs, which are very interesting to it. So I would say, overall, not a bad weapon. Also, goodbye. Okay. Oh! That's the thing with Blob. When you can get up close to people, you can do a surprising amount of damage. Not very well, you have to be quite precise in order to do it, but if you can land those shots, then that's a one-shot right there. Or you could just bully people like that. Ooh, that was close. No! To be honest, Bloblobber doesn't even really feel like a slosher. It kind of feels like its own weapon entirely. Like, I know it has the same properties as a slosher, you know, you slosh upwards, it, you know, goes over walls and stuff, but even then... Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Get back. Are you on the tower? No, you're not. Oh! Probably gonna draw now? Alright, take care then. Oh no, this is a problem. Luckily, I am a Bloblobber, so I can do stuff like this. Just completely wall out this area. There we go. Alright, let's throw the Inkstorm. Oh no. Alright. Get off! Get off of the clan basket! Jeez. Oh no, oh no, oh no, please, have mercy, please, please. Alright, I'm running in. Oh, go, go, go! I cannot believe that worked. I will say Splatoon 2 new weapons for the old classes felt a lot more unique than some of the ones in Splatoon 3. Case in point with the Bloblobber, right? And I think the next weapon that we play is going to be a very similar story. I think that a lot of new ideas were explored in Splatoon 2, and I think it's either really unique ideas, or ideas which sort of made weapon classes feel a lot more versatile. The Flingza roll is a great example that I've already brought up about a weapon being incredibly good at a couple different things in a weapon class which is quite extreme. And I think that another example of that, which is actually very strong, is the ballpoint splatling, which we'll get to later, where that weapon was a sort of pseudo frontline backline hybrid. It was really interesting, actually, the way that it functioned. Excuse you. Tetra's my beloved. Yeah, that's another weapon that we'll be playing. We'll be playing the vast majority of dualies and Brellas in this video. Not video, stream. We do not have much time. Yeah. Jeez. As much as the Bloblobber is a fun weapon, I wouldn't exactly call it a good weapon, unfortunately. It's not really doing anything insane right now. It can get quite a lot of specials, but its specials that it can get aren't really that useful, so it tends to not see much use. And in the context of Splatoon 3 right now, it's actually one of the least common weapons that you'll see, unfortunately. It's kind of a bit of an endangered species among the top tiers and the more simple and effective and more engaging weapons in the franchise. A sad, but honestly, kind of deserved fate considering his playstyle, but who knows. We'll have to see how it goes in the future. Alright, Explosion! There are a lot of people that love this weapon and a lot of people that hate this weapon. I think it is really cool. I remember I used to hate it in Splatoon 2 because the thing is with Explosion is that it just kind of sits back and paints things. The zone, mainly. A lot of people used to play Explosion on Camp Triggerfish and just completely wall out an area and there was almost nothing you could do about it. And that kind of playstyle was not particularly fun, not particularly engaging. People didn't really like it too much, but unfortunately it did exist, and it was a real strategy that quite a lot of people ended up not liking, and it's definitely less egregious in this game. I would say the game's maps have really allowed this weapon to be a lot more balanced than it used to be. They actually had to nerf it quite substantially in Splatoon 2, and it hasn't fully recovered ever since then. But now, it has a decent kit, decent-ish kit here, and a more aggressive kit with a wall and triple splashdown. While it doesn't see much competitive use, it's still a 90 damage hit with massive AoE and a good amount of paint, so you can definitely find a lot of reasons to use this weapon, I will say. And it also has the same kit as the Nautilus for some reason. I never quite understood that, but you know, it's fine. I will say though, it has been a while since I last played the Explosion. There we go. Right, let's do this. And I also think that the Explosion is one of the most unique backlines that they have ever added to the series. Oh no. There's another weapon that we'll be playing later, the Dually Squelchers. What even? Oh. Oh no, they've got more beacons. Damn, beacons are really popular nowadays. There isn't really too much for me to say about the Explosion, to be honest. It's kind of just been here. The thing is with a lot of Splatoon 2's weapons is not many people actually really play them. While they are, like, super duper unique, I would also say that they're too unique for quite a lot of the player base, if that makes sense. They're too specialized. They aren't particularly strong, and they aren't particularly... Some of the concepts aren't the most fun for some people. Wow. Also, my mouth is getting dry, so I might quickly get a drink after this match. Oh no. Whew! Hi, Clark! Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's the night. It is! Oh no. Okay, this is a little bit of a problem. Let's become a higher rank than Strike. Why are you beefing with Strike? What did Strike do? Oh no. Oh no. Guys, this is not looking good. Inkjet is actually a very difficult special for this weapon to fight, because it relies on its outside explosion hitbox, and wait a minute, you can't explode anyone with the Inkjet, because it's in the air, so, whoops. Nice. I'm gonna break that one. What? Where did you even come from? I have stealth jump, but I'm not wanting to jump to them, so I'm just gonna... Leave! Go away! We have Inkstorm, ladies and gents. God, am I really having to do some solo slaying as an Explosher? Are we doing frontline Explo? Is that what we're doing? Damn, I actually almost got that guy. Oh no. Oh my god. Wow. That sure was a match of Splatoon 3. Alright. I'm gonna quickly be right back. I'm gonna go get a drink. I will be back in like 2 minutes. BRB. Gonna slide that over there. Yes, I shall be right back. What match? True. And I'm back. I've got a drink. Alright. Cool. That was a match that happened. Didn't see a match, it was just a black screen for 5 minutes. Honestly, it felt like it. Alright. Now, we move on to the Splatlings. The first of two is the ballpoint Splatling, which is one of my favorite weapon designs in, honestly, probably the whole series. I used to not like this weapon because it just didn't feel fair. But nowadays, I feel like this weapon is interesting. I think it is quite a difficult weapon, but it is a very rewarding one. I would say that it's, again, another one of those weapons where it is just so incredibly versatile. And I think that that is an amazing strength, quite frankly, that we have on quite a lot of more weapons now, but back then it was so incredibly rare to see something like that. Do I want to charge up? I don't think I need it. This weapon doesn't really struggle without, but I think this is fine enough. This will work. But yeah, I mean, this weapon boasts some insane stats. Hang on, let me quickly change this. It's not be right back anymore. We'll just move that to the side, like so. There. Yeah. This weapon has some insane stats. It has some amazing paint. Right here. This is surprisingly good. It has some insane range. And a pretty good kill time. It has the absurd mechanic of being able to charge up immediately. Similar to Nautilus. It has an insane kit, being Fizzy Bomb and Inkjet, which for a while was the best kit in the game when Inkjet was meta. Because yes, Inkjet was meta for a time, and this was the face of that meta, this weapon. This weapon has some crazy... What else does it do? Kill time, kills incredibly quickly. It has an insane strafe speed. Like, you'll be able to see it when I'm playing this match, but the ballpoint Splatling, I mean, look at this. When it's firing, that is unreal. Like, it is almost as fast as the mini Splatling. Oh no, oh no! No. The ballpoint does admittedly have a couple problems, mainly if there's a charger or a longer range Splatling on the other team. You are just, oh my god, my voice. You are just kind of screwed, especially considering its special of Inkjet really doesn't help with that, because you are more often than not going to get shot out of the sky. Just by nature of those kinds of weapons, really. If they're good enough at aiming, you basically stand no chance. But I think that the weapon should have weaknesses. My cat is outside. Guys, can we stop letting them through, please? Jesus. To be fair, I'm part of the problem, but like... Oh my god. What? Any more? Are any more people coming in? No, that's it. Also, my... Could you guys hear my... No data? Okay. Apparently there's a fifth person who's scoring? For real. Okay. Who is this above me? Stream still going, dude? You're all good? Was YouTube just gaslighting me then? Okay, thanks for telling me. YouTube was literally just gaslighting me. That's so funny. Okay. These guys are so annoying. Oh my god. I did not mean to grab that, but you know what? It's fine. It's okay. Who? Where? When? Why? Okay, we break the bubble. Because there's another one. And then another guy's gonna come along. Don't let them pass you. I'm trying! It's really difficult! Okay. You know what? You can take the bomb. I'm going in. Oh, the bomb, the ball. And he died. Great. There we go. Thank you, Milky, for scoring. I appreciate that. And I'm dead. Oh, I'm fighting double shot. I should have probably realized this earlier. No wonder we're getting flanked. And a brush? Yeah. Is there someone coming this way? There is not, actually. Oh no. Try Zuka moment. Yep, that is such a Zuka moment. Okay. Goodbye, bubble. Excuse you. Oh my god. No. Guys, do not let them in. Okay, now my stream's lagging. Cool. What is going on today? Like... Okay. I'm very glad that that guy got to him before he could use his Zuka. That would have been scary. No, I will say, it is difficult painting with this weapon. Like, you have to time your recharges so much. Oh, great. Wow! That's awesome! That's amazing! Great game design. Oh, they scored. Are they flanking us? They are not flanking us. Okay. Okay. We just gotta go, man. We really just gotta go. I'm popping my jet. You're down. Dude, these guys are such haters. Get it in, brush? Okay, well that was the most we could do. GG's, GG's. Hi Milky, how are you doing today? I need to shut my door, hang on, I don't want my cat coming in again. It's very loud. Well, you were close. I was close, I was. We had something going. I think the ballpoint is still a very fun weapon, it's just... We got a bit outskilled, I'm not gonna lie. They were able to get past us so many times, like, it was insane. It was insane. 3 L's in a row? What happened? Alright, next one is this the Nautilus? Yes! The Nautilus! This is kind of sort of my favorite weapon of all time, so, you know, we're gonna have some fun with this one. The Nautilus is a weapon that a lot of people overlooked in Splatoon 2. I think the Nautilus was not the most unique Splatling out there. Its main gimmick is that it can hold its charge, and while that's cool, it's not exactly a weapon which has a unique mechanic. I mean, this is in the same realm as the Gootuber in terms of having a unique mechanic, but at least that one could kill people with partial charges. This weapon can't even do that. So, it is far from the most unique idea that Splatoon 2 had. However, what the Nautilus is a very versatile weapon that can paint, can pressure from a decent range, has a fast kill time, has an insane bullet velocity, which means you basically have hit scan with this weapon. It's kind of insane. And its kit isn't the most fun in the world, but I think it works well enough for what the weapon wants to do. It gives it a unique role, being a point sensor weapon. And I mean, it is the most mobile splatling in the game. It has a charge hold. It has a charge hold. It can stop. In fact, I'll demonstrate it right here. It can literally just move up to people. Pew! But then obviously I die because that was a dumb idea and I shouldn't have done that. But you know what I mean. I liked this weapon so much that I started playing it, and it's been like 5 or 6 years, and I'm still playing the Nautilus. Hello. Okay, this is just great. Watch out, guys! That was a bit overzealous, wasn't it? Yeah, nice try. Nice try. Yeah, get back. Get back, Carbon Roller. Back. He's gonna come up from here, isn't he? Where'd he go? Is he still there? He is. Like the silent assassin, I swear to God. Okay. I see you moving that way. Don't come any closer, sir, or else you will get shot down. Oh, hey, cool. I like how Splatoon games got progressively more and more mobile. I will read that. You know what? I'll read one message. I'll read one message every single time I die. Shoot mouse quite a bit. Okay, hang on a sec. Hang on. Let me look. Okay, once I actually get a chance to. Jesus Christ. Guys, what are we doing? You didn't die! Scam. This is a scam. He's here still. Where'd he go? I knew he was there. There we go. Don't come in. Are we serious? Are we really doing this again? Oh no, oh no. Okay, what's going on with the stream? I'm gonna keep OBS open for a little bit. We're gonna see what happens. Alright. In S1, the charges couldn't hold charge, just good was the substrafing was a glitch instead of a tech. Yeah, it started out being a game with not too many of the movement techniques that we know and love today. But then yeah, as time went on, the game progressively got more about its movement and less about its aim, which I honestly think is really cool. I think that having a shooter as movement-based as this is such an interesting identity for the franchise. Then in Splatoon 2, they gave us charge-on weapons like Bigotry and Nautilus, and they even gave it to almost all the charges too. Yeah. And then in Splatoon 3, they've affected it by giving us good rolls, which I'm pretty sure a ton of us can't play without it as well. Yeah, going back to Splatoon 2 and not having squid rolls feels like a crime. Ow. Okay. The stream seems to be less laggy. I think. Wait, I've got to put the pool back up. There we go. I knew something was missing. I haven't really been talking too much about the Nautilus, and because, to be honest, there isn't really much to cover aside from that. This weapon is fun. I think that... I think that this weapon is the best point sense weapon in the game. I think if you want to locate people, that is something that it wants to do. This has been so bad. Oh my god. But I think that there was a more fun kit for it. I think the Suction Bomb Inkjet in Splatoon 2 was peak Nautilus. I think it could definitely improve, and I think for shorter range weapons it is very potent. It's lagging again. What is going on? I don't understand. Also, holy, what was my team doing? Like, jeez. Okay, I think... I'm gonna restart the stream real quick. Cause like, this just isn't working. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Let me just pin that. Alright, I'm gonna restart the stream. Okay, let me get back to my streaming. Oh no. Are we back? Okay. I've just restarted it, so hopefully it should be a lot better now. And a lot more consistent. If not, then unfortunately I'm just gonna have to end stream and we can do this another time, because if it's not gonna wanna let me stream, then I'm not gonna bother, because there's nothing I can do about that. Right. Let's continue then. Oh, great. So, the next weapon that we've got to play is the Clash Blaster, and this weapon is very hated among a lot of players, and to be honest, I can kind of see why. I think the Clash Blaster is one of the least healthy designs we have in Splatoon 3, unfortunately. So the thing is with the Clash Blaster is, this is a big radius. This is very, very obnoxious, especially when you mix in stuff like this. This is just a bit absurd, right? No. This takes a while to kill things, and even when you're landing directs, it's fine, but it's not winning any awards. And in a game where a lot of weapons can kill things really quickly, that isn't going to happen often, and to be honest, it's really not that fast. Its range leaves a lot to be desired, and its paint is bad, its mobility is bad. Half of the time, can't even move through its own ink properly. It's just a bit of a mess, right? Just a bit of a mess, but despite that, the kit that they gave it in this game is incredible. That this weapon is still very powerful in solo queue. I think that a lot of people get tripped up by this weapon's huge hitbox and its ability to play around angles which you cannot hit it back. Like this, for example. So this weapon has become a bit of a menace, but when you climb up the ranks, especially compared to Splatoon, you never see this thing. In X rank, and in competitive play especially, you will never see a Clashbuster player, because nobody would want to devote their time to a weapon which can kill quickly if you land directs, compared to a weapon which will just one-shot you if you land the direct, or has more range like the Rapid Pro. Nobody wants to play a weapon like this, unfortunately. But to be honest, that's kind of a good thing, because if this weapon was a meta threat, it would be one of the most annoying possible top tiers ever, because like... It's like a certain way that you can angle it where it hits both. It's very precise, but you can do it, and that is insane. Also, hello Splat! Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, this isn't gonna work, is it? I'll play this game, and unless it works perfectly, I think I'm just gonna have to end stream, because this isn't gonna work. Yeah, this isn't working, is it?